Right, well hello and welcome to another episode of Coe Fishing. Join me down on Hardwick and Smith's Lake. It's actually my first time fishing it. I've had this 38-10 absolute chunk. Got here yesterday, did 2 or 3 laps, trying to find a fish. Got a decent peg, got on one of the points. Took me ages to find a clear spot, which is well worth it to make sure I'm confident. Got 3 rods over about 2 kilo bait on this bit of gravel. Had first run at about 1 o'clock last night, then I've just had this first light. 38, probably might have been one of the 40s spawned out, but absolute chunk. Right, well as I said, I've had this 38 pounder absolutely buzzing over the moon. It's been, I just can't believe it, so I'm going to slip it back and show you what I've done to catch it. Right, we're down here on Hardwick. As you've seen, I've already had a couple. This is my 3rd one. Gav's just had this lush 21 pound common. Most of the lads have arrived now, and I really wasn't expecting this to go off, but we've just had a couple of bites off the bottom in this really hot weather. A lot of fish near the top, so maybe a change is on the cards, but absolutely buzzing. I'll talk you through my rigs and bait after we've slipped these back. Right, well I'm now going to talk you through the rigs that I've been using in a little bit more detail. I am following the trend, but you know, I'm using something that I'm very confident in and I've used for a while, and that is the Ronnie rig. I've got plenty of these tied up and I'm just super confident in these. Got really nice strong hook, little micro barb on, and you know, I've had good hook holds on all 3 fish so far. I'm fishing a spot out there that's 100 yards. It's a really small gravel spot in amongst a load of weed. There's a slight rise on it, and I think I've done quite well to find that in amongst this peg, because there's absolutely loads of weed everywhere, and you can see by all the fish coming up that they're just gorging on all the naturals. To find a nice clearing and present some nice bait, which I'll go into in a minute, is really key in trying to catch a few. So that's the rig I'm using. Right, well as I just showed you, I've been using the Ronnie rig, and on that Ronnie rig I've actually been using the Complex T fluoro pop-ups, quite the small ones, but they're really buoyant, and having a lot of that metal, it actually really balances out really nice. So I've just been using that. It's a really nice colour, and it's slipped up 3 fish to 38 so far, so you know, I'm mega confident in it. Buoyancy's perfect, and it's a nice sort of washed out colour as well. So that's the hook baits that I tend to go for. So as I said, it's extremely weedy, but my preferred presentation is a helicopter setup. So in a weedy situation like this, it can be extremely important to drop that lead to make sure that you land the fish. But I've managed to get away with using a helicopter setup and not dropping the lead by playing the fish quite hard and not giving it much, and by using, you know, a really strong rig and hook, big hook. I'm getting amazing hook holds, so it's allowing me to get this. It just gives me extra confidence that out there, if I do stray off into the weed, I know that my lead's not pulling the rig down and it's going to be really well presented. So I actually use the Fox ready-made helicopter setups. It's really good for me. I changed the bead because the bead's not the best, and I put the quick change swivel on. Just makes it extremely lot better when it comes to, you know, quick bites, changing it over. So that's the end tackle. You've seen the rig and you've seen the bait. Right, well as I mentioned, I think this time of year bait is really important. So with that in mind, I've actually gone for a mix that I feel is going to benefit me against everyone else. This time of year, before and after spawning, I think the fish are really looking to replenish their nutrients and proteins that they've used up. So something like the Complex T, which has a 21.8% protein and plenty of nuts and hemp and salt, is really something that they're going to be looking for and rooting around, which is why we've seen them looking for a lot of their naturals, which are really high in that sort of protein. So that's some sort of mix. I've done it with plenty of glug as well, just to sort of attract them out to my spot. And I started off the session with probably around about the 2 kilos, put my 3 rods tight on the area and just left them. Completely confident. Then I had my first one, didn't put any more bait out because I just had the 1. Then after the second fish, I put out another 4, and then it went dead for probably 3 or 4 hours. I put a single spom out over the left rod, and then that's just produced my latest fish. So that's my mix. I think it's a really good mix all year round, but especially this time of year, it really comes into its own.